Hey guys, it's Janai. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. As you can tell by the title, today I'm going to be rating the pain of all my piercings and tattoo locations on a scale from 1 to 10. These are about all of the piercings that I want. Like, all the piercings I have are about all the piercings that I want. As far as tattoos, I want way more tattoos, like way more tattoos. But for now, I'll just rate the pain of the ones that I have so far, but this is definitely not the end of my tattoo journey. So yes, when I talk about pain, I'm going to be talking about pain as far as the piercing itself and any soreness or pain after. So I'm going to be talking about the pain as a whole, not just the pain of the pierce. Okay, so the piercings that I'm going to be talking about in this video, I'm about to be looking at my iPad, are your earlobes, your cartilage, your belly, your tragus, your nose, your rook, forward tragus, nipples, the stretching of my gauges, and my tongue. Where I have my piercings at, I have one right here on my ribs, my fingers, one behind my ear, and on my arms. So yes, let's just jump right in and get started. So I'm gonna be doing piercings first and then tattoos in that order. The order I just listed is the order that I'm gonna be going in. First, earlobes. Earlobes are any of these piercings. On this ear I have 3 earlobe piercings, and on this one I have 5. It goes to about right here. Those don't hurt at all. The pain is like a 2. They don't even really hurt much after. And yeah, so if you're thinking about getting your second or third hole or something and you're wondering if it's gonna hurt, just get it. It really doesn't hurt. One time when I got my 4th and 5th one, I got them both at the same time. Even when I got them at the same time, it didn't hurt. It was fine. Cartilage. I used to have my cartilage pierced right here. I gave that like a 4 because cartilages are, one, they hurt when you get them. That includes like an industrial. I don't have an industrial, but I've heard that's one of the most painful piercings. My cartilage, it hurt so bad. It was so much for me to deal with. You have to give it so much extra care, and then on top of that, it's right here by your hair. So if you have hair and you use hair products and stuff like that, you got to be cautious of that. And ultimately, I believe it just ended up getting infected and I just took it out. My sister, on the other hand, she has 2 cartilage piercings, and I don't think that it hurt that much for her, and it didn't give her no hard time, and she still has them and it didn't get infected. So I feel like it varies person to person. But after I got that, I told myself I'm not going to get another cartilage piercing because it hurt so bad. That was when I first started getting piercings, so maybe I would handle it differently now, but then no. Your belly button piercings don't hurt at all. I gave it like a 3, maybe a 4, but definitely like a 3. If anything about a belly button piercing hurts, it's the clamp that they put on it before they actually pierce it, but the piercing doesn't hurt. It's really scary to move after you get your belly button pierced because you feel like you can't bend. You're worried about if your clothes are gonna get caught on the belly button piercing when you're washing it. I wash personally with a loofah, so like I was worried about my loofah getting tangled in the belly button piercing. I feel like a belly button piercing is more about after than the actual piercing. The actual piercing doesn't hurt, but it may be sore after, and then you'll have to deal with all that stuff. But it's super cute, and belly button piercings are just like I don't even know what my stomach would be without my belly piercing. So yeah, those don't really hurt. Tragus. This is my tragus piercing. It is one of my favorite piercings. That is a thick piece of skin, a thick piece of cartilage. I remember describing the pain as feeling like a lot of pressure when I got it pierced, as opposed to an actual piercing like with a needle. Like, it doesn't really feel sharp like that. It feels like a whole lot of pressure and then it's done. I gave that about a 5 or a 6. It was one of my more painful piercings, but it's definitely tolerable. Definitely can deal with it. I personally feel like I have a high pain tolerance, so I can understand why someone may be scared to get that, or why it may hurt really bad to somebody else, but for me it was nothing. And also, I know people who have both sides of their tragus pierced, so it's really not that bad. I do vlog my piercings, sometimes, so this is one of those where I did vlog it. Any ones that have a vlog, I'll include that at the top of this video. My nose. The first time I got my nose pierced, I had my nose pierced on this side and I had a single one. That hurt. That hurt me so bad. Like, it wasn't that bad, but just my nose and in relation to my eyes and stuff, like everything started watering. It hurt, and it was just, it was a lot. Nobody was there with me. I was by myself. It was like, it was painful. I really wish I would have vlogged it, but nobody came with me. And also my piercer who did my nose that time is a different piercer who pierces me now and who did my nose this time. So he's just a little bit slower. So his process of you know, putting the ring in from the needle and stuff, like his whole process was just slower. My piercer now makes everything so quick and fast that you don't even have time to feel the pain. So the first time I got my nose, I gave that about a 5 or a 6, and then dealing with it was just too much. And then ultimately I ended up changing from the stud to a ring, and then when I went to change it back to a stud, I guess the ring wasn't all the way through like I thought it was. So like the inside of it has closed, and I was not about to push the stud through the back end because I'm not that person that's going to reopen my piercings. So ultimately I let it close, and yeah, that was that. But the second time I got my nose pierced, I have 2, and I gave that about a 4 and a 4. I gave that one 2 because they both equally hurt the same. The second one did not hurt more or less than the first one. They both hurt about a 4. He got the jewelry in super quick and fast, and this nose ring gave me no problems. I have had no problems with it, and I be changing it out from a rings to studs to a ring and a stud or something, and I be doing whatever I want. This is also one of my favorite pieces of my face. I do have a vlog on that. In that vlog is like 3 minutes. You're gonna see how quickly he pierces me. But all in all, this gets a 4. My Rook, I think I had it on this side. No, wait. No, yeah, I did have it on this side. I used to have my Rook pierce, which is this piece of cartilage right here. That I was super scared for. My thing about why my piercings, I feel like they don't hurt as much to me also, is because I completely overestimate how much I think it's gonna hurt, and then when it doesn't hurt like as bad as I thought it was gonna hurt, I'd be like, oh, that wasn't that bad. That was a very scary piercing to get. Oh my god. Whew. But it did hurt. I gave that a 5 or a 6. I do have a vlog on that. I never got a chance to end up changing it because I took it out. All of the piercings that I'm talking about that I don't have anymore, I'm gonna talk about in a few why I don't have them anymore. Cartilage piercings are just annoying to me. It didn't really give me a hard time. It's just annoying, and like, yeah. Forward tragus. My forward tragus is this right here, and as you guys see, it left like that scar or a keloid or whatever it is. I don't really know. It doesn't hurt anymore. I want to turn this into a tattoo later on in life when I'm in a position to be able to get a face tattoo. Mom, if you're watching this, don't worry, I'm not about to get one right now. As far as the pain of getting it pierced, a 3. It didn't hurt at all because it's just a little thin piece of skin, and then boom. After, I have to give it like a 6 because this piercing gave me so much trouble. Like, surface piercings are also already a pain to deal with. You can do your research on why. I'm not about to go into why, but they're already a pain to deal with. On top of the fact that this is on your face, where you talk on the phone, where you sleep. Oops, I just dropped this. Where you sleep, if you have hair, that's where your hair is. It's just a very annoying part of your face, and ultimately my face ended up rejecting the piercing, and then I had to take it out. That one I took out because I had to. It was rejecting. That could have been because my skin couldn't take it. It could have been because it was a surface piercing. It could have been how I was handling it. It was just a lot. It was way too much for me to deal with, and it hurt the whole time I had it. I don't know if it was infected or if it was, I don't know what was wrong with it. I know people who do have it and they have it and it's fine for them, so it could have been me. I really don't know, but regardless, it was way too much for me to deal with, and I'm cool without it. All right, my nipples. Mom, if you're watching this, yes, I did used to have my nipples pierced. I don't anymore though. Why? Because I wanted to have them. That's the simple answer. Anyway, people always ask, do they hurt? People imagine this being the worst possible piercing. Well, maybe not the worst, All right, so boom, let me just talk about why I got this real quick. I only got it because my friend got it. Like sometimes when I go get piercings, I bring a friend along, and that's what my friend was getting, and I was just like, okay, I'll just like get it with you. I never really had the desire. Like I thought about it, but I was so scared, and I didn't want it bad enough to deal with the pain that I was gonna have to go through. But ultimately, it only ended up hurting about a 6 for me getting it pierced, and then the pain after hurt about a 7. Like they were just so sore, and it hurt. But more of the pain comes from after. Like it feels like they're on fire. But the needles itself didn't really hurt that bad. And you have to do it twice. Yeah, it wasn't that bad to me. My friend, she was being completely over dramatic and like almost screaming. She was like moving. He like barely could get the ring in because she was doing way too much. So if you ask her, it probably hurt her like maybe a 9. But me, I don't know. And I also think it probably depends on what kind of breasts you have and what your nipples look like. I don't know. There's probably a lot of factors with that. For me, it didn't really hurt. All right, why I took them all out, I'm gonna just talk about that really quickly. I went skydiving, and I had a friend who, well, I have a friend who went skydiving a little bit before me, and she told me like, oh yeah, I had to take out all my piercings and da 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 da. So in advance, because I have such interesting piercings, I didn't want to deal with trying to take them out at the skydiving place. I took them out in advance, and when I got there, they ended up not even saying anything about any piercings, and I didn't even have to take them out. So when I got done skydiving, I put back in the ones that I did not struggle to put back in, because I was not about to do the most to put a piercing back in, because I told you guys, once a piercing is out and I can't get it back in, I'm not about to force it. That's not me. Yeah, once I couldn't, the ones that I couldn't get back in, I just, oh well, that was my sacrifice for going skydiving, and I wouldn't go back and trade it for anything. So I only have left my tragus, my belly. I didn't have this nose piercing at the time. I still have all my earlobes, even though I don't wear them anymore because my gauges. Yeah, so the only ones I really took out that I don't have anymore was my nipples, my rook, and those might be it. And I already told you guys why I took this one out. The stretching of my gauges. Stretching your gauges does hurt. It depends what sizes you're going in between. I do know that the most painful one is going from a size 2 to a size 0. So to avoid that, I ordered a size 1. If you ever deal with the pain of stretching your gauges, if you're doing that, you can always look on Amazon or any body piercing websites to find the odd number in betweens, because you're not gonna find those at like Spencer's or Hot Topic. They only have even numbers, which is fine. Like you can go from a 12 to a 10, or a 10 to an 8, 8 to a 6, 6 to a 4. Those, it's not really that bad, especially if you use a taper. But if it does become too painful, you can just go order those on, odd numbers in between, so that it hurts less. It's sore for about 2 days or something. I can talk more about that in a separate gauges video, but if you guys wanted to know if stretching out your gauges hurts, kinda, yeah, I'm at a size 0 right now. This is what it looks like on me. This is perfect for me, and this is probably where I'm gonna stay. I'm probably not gonna get any bigger than this. Last but not least, my tongue, which is my most recent piercing. I just got this 2 weeks ago. I feel like I get like a new piercing every year. Last year was my Rook. This hurt about a 2. It really didn't hurt at all. This is more so the struggle, like dealing with after, because this is your mouth and your tongue, which you use to eat and talk and everything. I do have some vlogs where I talked about the days after and the week after, and I also just recorded a 2 weeks after update, so you can go check those out if you're interested. But all in all, tongue piercings don't hurt getting them pierced. If anything, they hurt more after than the actual piercing themselves. So I give it about a 2 or a 3, but it's not bad at all. I don't know if the snake bites one hurts any more or less. I clearly don't have it, so I cannot give you any help with that one. All right, so those are all of my piercings. As you saw, I rated them all about a 6 or less, because piercings for me, they kind of just don't really hurt. Like you just get it and then you deal with it and then it's done, and then you have it for as long as you want. So it's not bad. Tattoos, on the other hand, hurt way more than piercings. I feel like no matter where your tattoo is, it's gonna hurt more than any piercing. So you got to see that these numbers are about to be higher. I do have a tattoo on my ribs right here. It just says family. That tattoo took about 5 minutes, and that was my first tattoo, and I remember it feeling like a needle is just dragging through your skin, which is exactly what is happening. Like a tattoo feels exactly how what's going on with the tattoo. Being that it was 5 minutes, it was hard to kind of tell the pain because it was over so fast, but I ended up giving that about a 6 because it still is a needle dragging across my body on my ribs. It hurt. Definitely bearable though, definitely. It's not anything I wouldn't do again. I know people who fall asleep getting tattoos, so depending on where it's at, it's obviously not that bad. My fingers, I do have 2 finger tattoos. This is a snake and this is a rose. As you see, this one is like on the middle and then it comes along the side, and then this one just goes from the top to the bottom. Most painful tattoos, period. Like, period. It's not even up for debate. Maybe I'll revisit this video in about maybe 5 years when I have all of the tattoos that I want to have, but for right now, these are definitely the most painful. On this part of your finger, like on the bottom front part, it doesn't hurt as bad, but once you start getting to the top, like really close to the fingernail, like I don't know how people get them dots that be like right there on their fingernail, or like the ones that kind of like outline your nail, because the closer you get to the top of your finger, the more it hurts. Like this feels, it just hurts so bad. I had to give this like a 9. I don't know what it's gonna take for me to give something a 10, but this hurt about a 9. It hurts so bad. And I get my finger, I get this one touched up every time I go get tattoos, just because it is a finger tattoo and it will fade. And every time I get it touched up, I dread it because it hurts so badly. It hurts so bad. This right here on the side, it hurts so bad because anywhere where there's bone like this is like the side of my finger. Like it's so bony. This is so bony. Anywhere where it's so bony, it hurts. This right here on the side, I gave it about an 8 or a 9. Regardless, down here it hurts about a 7 or 8, and the closer to the top you get, it hurts about a 9. Yeah, it really hurts bad. Those are definitely my most painful tattoos. Behind my ear, anyway, it's a tattoo of New Jersey. That one didn't hurt as bad as I thought it was gonna hurt. I thought it was gonna be way more painful. I gave that one about a 4 or 5, and it's only an outline, so he did that one very, very quick, like probably like 2 minutes or less. I don't really remember. My arms, I do have this on my arms, which I plan to make into a whole sleeve about all of the places that I traveled to in life. So yeah, this is a sleeve that I'm gonna build over time. This, I have one right here, it just says let go, let God. I think I also want to have a sleeve. Okay, when I say sleeve, I mean like a forearm sleeve. I don't particularly want this part, but that's not the point. How much these hurt. This one, the outline wasn't that bad, but him coloring this one in is what hurt. This right here is where my bone is. What was that? This right here is where my bone is. So right here, this bone, that's where it hurt the most. Anything on this bone is where it hurt the most. Him shading in this globe hurt. It didn't hurt as bad on right here or on right here, but anything on this bone hurt pretty badly. I gave that a, oh, that was what that was. My iPad died. All right, so the outline of these, I gave it about a 6, and I gave the shading about an 8 because it's just like dragging and coloring and just shading that just hurts. So that was about an 8. This is right on my bone, but this one was also kind of fast. I'm gonna just give this one a 7. Yeah, so all in all, tattoos definitely hurt more than piercings. Those are just my personal experiences. I feel like because I want these things so bad, and I just like these things, and I just deal with the pain real quick for the long-term benefit of me having it for as long as I want, it doesn't really hurt that bad to me, and I just deal with it. So let me know what you guys think, if you agree or disagree with some of the things that I said. Like I said, this is about all of the piercings that I think I want, but every time I say that, I get another one just because. So we'll see. But as far as tattoos, I'm about to be tatted. Okay, I've always wanted to do that video, but I wanted to wait until I've had a decent number of piercings before I did it, and I feel like I've had, you know, a decent amount of piercings. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will include the links to all of the different vlogs that I mentioned in this video, and I actually do have a piercing playlist that you guys can check out if you're interested. You can see how well I just be taking all of these piercings. I'll just be like, boom, done. Yeah, if you're not already subscribed to my channel, be sure to do that right now. If you're not already following me on Instagram, be sure to do that right now at Janai Kirsten. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, comment below, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.